The time has come for us to give our FK8 a pre-season shakedown before we get started in next year's time attack. So I've got the car up on the ramp now just to give it a brief check over. I'm going to go around and torque everything up, maybe change out some fluids, give it a brake fluid change. The gearbox and engine oil has been changed recently, so more of a thorough check over just before it goes out onto track. I'm also going to fit our old Pirelli Trofeo R tyres. We're quite familiar with that tyre, we know how an FK8 reacts with that tyre, albeit this is a fully strengthened roll cage car. We just wanted some sort of familiarity as we get out on track, rather than going straight over to slicks. But as the weather's quite sunny here in Luton, we hope that tomorrow at Brands Hatch the weather sort of holds out as we forecast for rain, but we'd really like to see how the car reacts on the slick tyres just to get a little bit of a feel before we start getting into the season next year. Another part that I needed to get replaced on the car before we got out onto track was new batteries. So I picked up two of these Skyrich batteries, which are ridiculously light. They weigh 1.4 kilos each, so we've got a massive weight saving in the car there over an original battery. Another area that I wanted to get addressed before we got out onto track was to have two seats in the car. So I put a passenger seat into the side here so that myself and Romain can be in the car together and give some feedback. So as I mentioned before, this is going to be our first shakedown of the car. We're really going to get to grips with how this chassis reacts. Obviously we've done this with a road car, but now this is a fully built race car. So we're going to see how this aero reacts. We've got a front splitter mounted up the front as well as the rear diffuser, but we've yet to complete the part in the middle to fully complete the flat four from front to back. We'll obviously get to grips with how the car reacts and develop the car a little bit further over the winter, ready for the season next year. I'm going to get these last few bits finished off now, so you guys will join us bright and early tomorrow morning when we get to Brands Hatch. So that wasn't my best start. Cold tyres, wet track, didn't mix well, ended up in the gravel. So quick clean up now and we'll get back out and try again. So cleaned up and ready to get back out on track. I'm demoting myself and putting myself in the passenger seat this time. Romain's going to take the wheel. The track's starting to dry out, so hopefully we're going to have a bit of better luck and get a bit more testing in.
So we finally got our FK8 out on its first track day. It's been a long time coming, and we finally got to Brands Hatch on not too sunny day. It was pretty damp in the morning, so it took us a while to actually test the car properly. And even when the sun came out middle of the afternoon, the traffic was very bad. So the first impression, our car's got a lot of potential. Feels much stiffer than the other FK8s that we had. Obviously we've got different chassis modes. This car's got a full roll cage, it's got different suspension, different brakes, pedal box as well, which makes the feeling of the brake much more different, much more progressive, and the feedback is very good. We haven't been able to push the car as much as we wanted to on the day. You can see on the video there's a lot of traffic. There were very fast car like the McLaren in front of us, and some much slower car like some of the C1 Cups. So the traffic was at times very hard to get through. We've been struggling to get some clean laps and actually really see the potential of the car, but the few laps that we've actually managed to put the car to its pace was very good. We haven't run the car on high boost simply because the weather wasn't good enough. You can see even like when the sun was out, it was still not a full dry track, and we still had to be very, very careful on normal track days. So we actually planned with Phil to go on a proper test day in January, maybe February, either Brands Hatch or Snetterton, to be able to test the car much further, start to play with the suspension. We haven't altered any of the anti-roll bar. I think the car's got a 2 or 3 way suspension. We haven't modified that yet. We didn't do a GO, so it was really like let's pack up and go type of track days, really just to have a feel on the car, take it easy, try not to crash the car too hard in the gravel like you've seen with Phil. Very much looking forward to get a proper test day, get the car to its pace, push the car a bit harder, potentially run slicks as well, because this was on the old Pirelli from our previous time attack car, so I've not brand new tires, which was fun in the damp and in the wet. But yeah, the car's got a lot of potential. It's quite easy to drive, very controllable when the tire gets up to temp. The brakes is so much better than stock FK8, which is what we had. We had to work on the noise, as you've seen, because we had to get back in the pit lane. The car was too noisy, and we finally got a full-on black flag. So we're very much looking forward to the next test day with other race car on track, no noise limitation, able to run on slicks, push the car to its full potential, and see what it's all about.
So a few more sessions under our belt and we're starting to get familiar with the car. We're growing in confidence and we can really get a nice feel for how the chassis is reacting as opposed to the road car that we've been used to. A couple of little things that we're going to need to address for next time we're out is the mirrors. They're probably a little bit too small and we're not really seeing and giving us enough confidence on track of what's around us. Probably the seat as well, myself and Romain are fairly short, so we're probably going to want to raise the seat or drop the column slightly. So there's a few little things to address for next time we're out on track. Another thing, we got picked up this morning on a warning for the noise levels. This afternoon we've managed to pick up a black flag, so something we're going to need to address is the DV coming out of the exhaust. Perhaps a little cap or a silencer in the rear end there might help us soften the sound slightly. So we're getting close to the end of the day today, and overall it's been very good. This morning I had an off, Romain picked up a black flag, but all in all we've really got to grips with the new car and can't wait to get it back out on track. If you've enjoyed today's video and you want to see more from us, remember to hit the like, share and please hit the subscribe. Fine with pressure. I learned how to stretch a dollar. Haters want to see me on that stretcher. I'm a young star, ask Kepler. And I go in, that's Pepper. I'm my own fan, however. Love my day ones forever. Man, look, bring back music with some messages.